All right, good morning to you all grade 11 learners. I am your history teacher, Mr. Mtembu, and I'll be teaching you many important historical content or historical topics that will help you to become more critical in your life, that will help you to become conscious of your choices, the decisions that you make. It will also help you understand how the past can have the ability to shape the present and how you as an individual can change the future by understanding the past and changing the present. All right, we have so much to discuss in this year. There are so many interesting historical topics. But before we get into that, today we are going to be studying a very controversial, a very pivotal, a very important and significant topic in history, which is communism in Russia from the early 1900s to the 1940s. But before we dive deep into the topic, I would like to hear your thoughts. I would like to test your background knowledge on these very important topics. So, I'm going to ask you some few questions to test your understanding and to test your prior knowledge to the lesson. So, what do you believe in? That's what I want to know. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Do you believe that people should share in the economy or in the wealth of a country, or people should just have their own private wealth? That's the first question. Number two, do you think it's fair, or would you think it would be fair for a doctor, which is someone who has studied medicine for many years, to earn the same amount of money as someone who is a domestic worker or someone who is a self-made musician? And by answering those questions, I will then bring you to the last question, which is, have you ever heard of what communism is? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our topic today. We are trying to understand communism, and as we grow to understand the concept of communism, we'll then understand how it was implied or applied in Russia from certain periods of time, obviously from 1905. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's just listen to this audio, and it will tell us more about communism, but I will also accompany the audio to help you understand where it is difficult for you to understand. Okay, let's play the audio.
Communism is an economic system that aims to change the unequal distribution of wealth that exists in the capitalist societies. It seeks to create a society in which the workers control the means of production, all mines, farmland, and industries are nationalized, which means they are taken over by the state. There are no divisions between rich and poor, which means communism seeks to create a classless society. Everyone works for the good of the society rather than to make a profit. No one has private wealth. A communist slogan says, from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. This means that everyone works to the best of his or her ability and shares in the wealth of the nation.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, with that audio being played, I will try and break down this definition by a very good friend of mine. So, communism is an economic system. It is an economic system, you have to understand that first. Also, communism, it is an ideology, it is a belief, a doctrine. And communism stresses the fact that we as people need to exist in a classless society. Basically, communism tries to emphasize or tries to create a society where no one is rich and no one is poor. Everyone is equal. Everyone shares in the wealth of the community. And that means factories, land, industries are all owned by the states. Nobody has a private ownership of a certain means of production. That is what communism tries to explain. Now, communism is a very complex concept to just understand from a definition. There must be examples that can be made. Alright, so to make an example, let's just say you live in a country, and then in that country, you have a certain factory that produces certain products. Now, from that profit that a factory makes, it will be divided and everyone will share from that profit equally, so that no one is rich and no one is poor, everyone is just equal. Okay, to break down again the concept, or to outline the very important points, communism it's whereby we have a classless society. All means of production are owned by the states. Everyone shares in the wealth of the country. It doesn't matter if you are a doctor, it doesn't matter if you are a musician or a domestic worker, you earn the very same amount as someone who is a doctor, someone who is an engineer, or someone who is an educator.